Hi guys, this is Kirill, your Justice analyst from Belarus living in Germany, and welcome back to my channel for another Eurovision 2025 analysis video. Today it's time to talk about one of the most exotic countries in Eurovision Song Contest, and it's Armenia. Why exotic, you might ask? Well, Armenia, starting from their debut in 2006, almost every year is actually sending us something very much inspired with its oriental vibes. Stars will lead to the heavens way. Even though Armenia likes to share this kind of oriental vibe with us, still a couple of years ago, their quite classical country-inspired pop song became the most viral Eurovision song of all time. So truly a very unique Eurovision country. And this year Armenia decided to take it really seriously by organizing a national selection called Depi Evratesil. And this year even one very big name, Athena, Manoukian, who already tried to represent Armenia in 2020 when the contest was cancelled, was back and wanted to represent Armenia again. Chains on, now my booty boy, chains on, Athena was just a bit unlucky because after the cancellation of Eurovision 2020, most of the countries were sending the same representatives for Eurovision 2021 edition, but Armenia withdrew from that competition due to the ongoing war, and unfortunately afterwards no one has really chosen Athena internally. This year she came back with quite a strong song, Da Queen Nation. Are you ready to prove it? Can't you see I'm not afraid of leaving? I think the performance was actually quite cool, but Athena just got the second place both in the international jury and in the local jury, but also the televoters also awarded her second place. But now let's talk about the person who won. So our winner, Pargev Vardanyan, was born in Armenia, but was actually raised in Russia in the town called Volgograd, where he also went for the primary school and the higher education, where he started his musical career, where he has founded his first two bands. Those were not really huge successes internationally or anything like that. However, he has performed on different stages throughout the ex-USSR countries. But in 2022, he has moved to Armenia and started to pursue his career in Armenian language. And I think he's quite a huge Eurovision fan because one of his first singles was also the cover of the song Snap by Rosaline, and afterwards he also had a duo with Brunette. Snapping 1, 2, where are you? But what about his own Eurovision entry titled Survivor? So among the composers is PARG himself, but also, for example, Benjamin Alasu, who maybe you remember from last year because he was one of the lead composers of the song The Code for Nemo. But the list of big names behind this entry doesn't stop there. Thomas Gisson and Peter Boström, who wrote the song Tattoo for Lorraine, they also contributed to the song Survivor, Peter Boström as a producer, and Thomas Gisson is one of the main composers. Interestingly, Thomas and Petra have also produced the song of Spain for this year, Melody Esa Diva, so they will now have two entries in Eurovision Song Contest 2025. And now I think it's just about time to take a look at the lyrics of the song Survivor. So as you can see on your screen, Parg is singing, "I could have lost my way, I could have made mistakes, I bled a lot, more than you thought, but I didn't fade away. Say you will break me down and bring me to my knees, you can do it, can you prove it? But you ain't got shit on me. I'm a fighter, I'm a survivor, won't be tied up, break from the pain, take your place, I will remind you." But he also says never forget who you are, so I think it's really important to stay true to yourself, to not really listen too much to the others, and just, doing your own thing, enjoying life, fighting for your own happiness, being a survivor. So maybe a message of the song is a bit generic, but I think everyone can relate to this kind of lyrics. But now, without further talking, let's just go for the first listen, where I will take a look at the MP3 track, and afterwards I will definitely take a look at the live performance from Depi Evratesil. So based on how international the team of composers is, I don't think that this song is probably something very much folklore or ethnic inspired. So not really like the entry from the last year. But I'm nevertheless very much excited because the names behind the song are very, very big in the Eurovision world. Let's go. A great beginning, immediately captivating. Ooh, I really like his voice. It sounds so smoky or so. It's really building up towards something big, you can really feel it. Sounds a bit like some Imagine Dragons song or so. This ending part of the chorus was quite cool. Oh, this is the actual chorus. Yeah, it's kind of like rock inspired, really made for the big stadium or arena, so right for the Eurovision Song Contest. Very playful, so you can really do a lot with the staging. Yeah, come on, some hip-hop to Eurovision. And then this chorus hits, yeah, it's really, really powerful. I think for the general public, for non-Eurovision fans, this will be very captivating. They will be like, oh yeah, Armenia, here we go. Okay, that's quite a twist. Now something sounding a bit more tradition-inspired. Isn't it the sound of this duduk, this kind of traditional instrument from Armenia? Ooh, this sounds very epic. What a powerful entry from Armenia this year. Wow, that's very different. Yeah, super cool song. It's definitely rock inspired, so maybe let's say AC/DC inspired. It really reminds me a bit of the song Believer by Imagine Dragons. You know, I think it's very clever to do something what reminds people of some popular music or some music they listen to on a daily basis, because then they can also relate to this entry very well. I think there was some really clever decisions made behind that one. I think Armenia can do very well this year with the televote. With the jury, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not really something very original. It sounds kind of generic, something what we could hear maybe in Melody Festival. And I can't really remember any particular entry which sounds really very similar to this in Melody Festival, but it has this Swedish touch in it. I'm really curious to see how they have executed it on stage, this live performance, because the song is really asking for a huge crowd support, for a huge arena, because there I think it will really shine. But nevertheless, he won even in a small stage in Depi Evratesil. So now let's go for the second listen, where I will take a look at his live performance. I have also heard that there were some technical issues in the Armenian selection, and that's why all the contestants actually didn't sound good. So I don't really have now any high expectations towards the sound or how his live vocals will sound. So in any case, in Eurovision, it will be perfect. I think we all know that what Armenians can really do good is to sing. So I'm pretty sure that in May it will sound good. But now let's go for the live performance. Yeah, you can immediately hear the sound is quite bad. So his voice really sounds like if he's singing from some other room. So I will try to not focus on this too much. And I just have to say, I think he looks kind of similar to Kyle Alessandro from Norway. I think one of them should change his outfit for Eurovision. Yeah, dreadful sound. Really hard to listen to. I mean, you can even hardly hear the music. His voice sounds just bad because of the sound quality. But you can definitely see that he has a great charisma. And I'm quite curious, what is this prompt on stage? It looks a bit like some kind of mountains. It actually reminds me of one of the symbols of Armenia, of Symphony of Stones. I'm not really sure that this is what they wanted to show, but it just reminds me of my amazing trip to Armenia. So I'm happy with this. I'm standing tall. I'm a survivor, stay alive. Do or die, my friend, I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor, he's taking place, all we want. I'm a survivor. Well, you can hear that he has a good voice. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, it's not the right stage for his voice to shine. Yeah, PARG is a true performer. I think this is the right song for him, and he's really performing the hell out of it. To bring me to my knees, Yeah, this kind of Eminem-inspired part was quite cool. And in the end, this left her. I don't remember this from the MP3 track. Maybe it was there. Maybe I was just talking in this moment. Back to your roots or something like this, because now I see these visuals which show maybe the roots of the tree. I'm not really 100% sure if it's that, because they're kind of red. But yeah, this part definitely adds some additional dynamic so that, you know, you see in this performance everything from hip-hop to traditional Armenian ballad to kind of stadium anthem, so rock music, everything.
Never forget who you are.
It is probably some sort of a live tree or something like that. Even the mountain in the background, united. Not really sure what exactly they want to tell with these visuals, yeah, but looks very effective and really beautiful. Reminds me a bit of this Chamala moment with the tree. So it seems like the people who are behind this performance know Eurovision quite well. Well, PARG definitely knows how to sing. I really want to see a good live performance, you know, with the good acoustics and not with this, to really see how his voice is shining throughout. So our survivor is now climbing the mountain, showing that staying true to yourself, doing your own thing, you will succeed, you will be on the top. Yeah, so quite nice cinematics. I'm just really curious if they will keep the same prompt for the Eurovision stage or they will make it even bigger.
I'm a survivor!
Yeah, great performance. It really screams Eurovision to me. I have already, of course, seen that the reception of this entry by Eurovision fandom was kind of cool, so not really super warm, so they're ranked as one of the least favorite countries by the Eurovision fans this year, but it's just simply because the song is maybe a bit generic, and I think generally Eurovision fans, when they see written or produced by Thomas Giston, Peter Boström, then they're like, oh, okay, it's not original, we don't care, but it doesn't mean that these songs are not good. This entry really screams Imagine Dragons, it really screams arena performance, stadium performance, so this is something what Eurovision actually needs, and I'm pretty sure that the general viewers who will watch his performance in the Eurovision semi-final in May, they will fall in love with PARG. But now let's take a look at how Armenia did in the Eurovision semi-finals in accordance with only Televote in the last 15 years. So as you can see, Armenia is ranked as country number 9th out of 31 countries taking part in the Eurovision semi-finals this year, so actually very high. Interestingly, they are now on this very, very hot streak, having 3rd place, 6th place, again 3rd place, in accordance with the Televote in the Eurovision semi-finals, so public loves Armenia, and I think this entry is giving public again what they really like, so I can't see Armenia finishing lower than their regular place 6 in the Eurovision semi-final. Maybe they will come even higher. It of course all depends on the staging and also how PARG's vocals will sound live on the Eurovision stage. But in which semi-final will we see PARG in Eurovision? And as you can see on your screen, it will be the 2nd semi-final, and to be precise, the 1st half. It's of course the worst running order you could get, the bigger 2nd semi-final, because it has 16 countries and the 1st one just 15, and also the 1st half is of course giving you a sort of disadvantage in comparison to the countries which are in the 2nd half, but I think this performance will really stand out. So far, I don't really remember any kind of rock, anthemic entries in the 2nd semi-final, especially performed by the male performers, so I definitely think that Armenia has a very good shot to qualify to the final and also to finish somewhere very high, just dependent on the staging and his live vocals. So unfortunately, or luckily for the people who like to make bets, bookmakers are not really seeing it the same way as I do. As you can see on your screen, Armenia is currently ranked by them as country number 22, behind Greece, Azerbaijan, Australia and Cyprus, but above Poland, Norway, Georgia, Denmark. I don't really agree with this. I think Armenia is definitely in the final and also not in the end of the final. I would say if they don't really change much on stage and if they bring more or less the same performance as what they have now, maybe towards place 15 to 20, but in case they elevate the stage, and I can easily see this performance hitting top 10, maybe even entering top 10, or maybe even coming close to top 5. Let's see. Talking about the staging concepts, I think they already have some very good ideas in their sleeve. I think using some kind of prompts, this mountain which they had is always very effective. It just adds some additional epicness to the song. The song is already super epic, but this really helps it to stand out. Maybe they can think about the fact that in the end he is joined by some dancers or backing vocalists, but in general I think he has such a good charisma, such a great stage presence that he even fills up the stage by himself perfectly. And the colors which they were going for, this kind of red, white, black. It's of course very effective, but this kind of colors will be used by a lot of countries, 100%. So maybe they should go for something a bit more original, maybe trying to use even their national colors from their national flag, just add in a bit more of this orange color and a bit of blue, so a bit different, but why not? So that's what I have thought about the Armenian entry for Eurovision 2025. I think it's a great choice. They will definitely do good in Eurovision. I mean, it's maybe not really the entry to win the competition, but not every country has to do it. So tell me please in the comments, what have you thought about this one? Were you happy that he won against Athena Manoukian, or were you supporting her? Just share your opinions in the comments section and subscribe to my channel if you still haven't, like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.